snake.
Closed captioning sponsored by...
Tana asks, have you been here?
Rescue me, come on baby, and rescue me.
Like that's ever gonna happen. Make sure you're protected with Tana Serenity's bladder weakness products. Tana, real protection for real life.
Sensitive skin runs in the family.
Oh, yeah.
New fragrance-free Gold Bond Ultimate Soothing Lotion. Moisturizers, vitamins, and chamomile soothe and calm irritation.
Irritated skin? History.
Can your lotion do that?
New Gold Bond Ultimate Soothing.
This stuff really works.
Hello, I'm Charles King, inviting KWQC-TV6 viewers to join my wife Bonnie and me on the vacation of your dreams, a cruise and land tour in Alaska, July 11th to the 24th. We'll enjoy a 4-night cruise through the Inside Passage from Vancouver to Skagway aboard a Norwegian Cruise Line ship. We'll also stay in a lodge near 6 Million Acre Denali National Park, home to Mount McKinley and fascinating wildlife. For your free KWQC-TV6 brochure, call Holiday Vacations at 1-800-826-2266.
A Sunday morning legacy of more than 60 years. The place where presidents, politicians, and world leaders make news. Now, David Gregory begins the next great chapter. If it's Sunday, it's still Meet the Press with David Gregory.
Hey folks, I'm Gabby the Groundhog, and I just love to dig. But if you're planning to dig in your yard, you've got to know Gabby's ground rules. Call Iowa One Call to have your underground utilities marked first. Coming in contact with any of these underground utility lines could cause major inconvenience, serious injury, or even worse. So phone Iowa One Call, and they'll see to it that your underground utilities get marked before you dig. It's the only way to dig safely. Know what's below.
Next Jeopardy! Can you separate fact from fiction with this Name the Movie clue?
1994, Sam Jackson quotes scripture. Travolta shoots a guy in the face.
Next Jeopardy!
Weekdays at 4 on TV6.
These contestants came ready to play for a lot more than just cash.
It came out of nowhere. The Masked Man.
They've come for their chance to win a dream vacation. Next Wheel.
Weekdays at 6:30 on TV6. Rachel Ray, weekdays at 2 on TV6. This is KWQC, TV6 News at noon.
More snow. How much did we get this time? And a look at how it's making a mess of traffic in the Quad City area. And here is a live shot from the Illinois Senate chamber where an awkward meeting is about to take place. We'll explain why in a moment. Good afternoon, everyone, and here we go again. I'm Marcia Lenz.
And I'm Teresa Bryant, and it looks like we're going to be seeing things starting to clear out now, but we're getting ready for a blast of cold air and very gusty winds now that we've seen generally 4 to 8 inches of snow on the ground. Here's a look at our live sky cam, and what a difference from earlier this morning. Now we've got sunshine out there, but the sky cam's starting to shake a bit as winds pick up out of the northwest at 18 miles per hour. Humidity at 63%, barometer holding steady. Here are temperatures now. Still plenty cold out there. 4 degrees in Dubuque, 10 in Macomb, 12 degrees in Muscatine. Factor in the winds, feels like 17 below zero in Cedar Rapids, 14 below in Clinton, minus 11 in Macomb, 9 below zero in the Princeton area. Now that the snow has come to an end for the most part, still seeing a few flurries out there across parts of Illinois, we will see some definite changes ahead. Cold Arctic air, high pressure moving in to clear out the clouds, and wind chill values ranging from minus 20 to minus 30 later tonight. We do have some warnings and advisories out for our area, along with icy cold conditions on tap for Thursday. More on that in your first alert forecast coming up.
Wow, those conditions look dangerous.
Yes, very much so.
All right, thanks, Teresa. Well, despite efforts by snowplows, the roads have had so much snow on them, there are plenty of problems today. One of the biggest trouble spots is the I-74 bridge. On-ramps were all backed up during the morning commute. There wasn't an accident, just too much snow. Traffic backed up past the Middle Road exit on the Illinois-bound side of the bridge. You can see cars lined up bumper to bumper, not even able to get on the highway. And it never really cleared up before there were accidents. One earlier this morning and then a big multi-car pileup about an hour ago. Here is a live look at I-74 from the Lincoln Road overpass in Bettendorf right now. Traffic is moving slowly. Now, the accident held back Iowa-bound traffic and frustrated drivers who spent part of the morning literally parked on the interstate in Illinois. One of them, KWQC-TV6 reporter Jacqueline Rosti, who joins us now by phone. So, Jacqueline, have you crossed the bridge yet?
Oh, we're not across. We are just sitting by the 7th Avenue entrance where the gates are down. And cars that are getting across are moving slowly. Now, Bettendorf police say there have been numerous accidents on the bridge all morning long. When we drove across it earlier, it felt almost like sheer ice underneath us. Now it has been backed up and slow all day long. The Illinois Department of Transportation is attempting to clear the bridge, and that's why it was temporarily closed heading into Iowa. Now it should reopen shortly. We talked to a couple of drivers who had squeezed us through just before the gates went down. One said they had been waiting there for 20 minutes on the ramp, so they'd actually taken out a book and worked on some stuff for the day. Again, officials are advising you if you don't have to cross the bridge, don't. It is very, very slick. In Moline, Jacqueline Rosti, KWQC TV6 News.
All right, thank you, Jacqueline. We were told that the gates to close the on-ramps during those accidents had not been operating, but as Jacqueline said, they are working now as the bridge is closed so that they can clear those accidents. We'll have more on that situation on the news at 5 and 6. The situation on the Centennial Bridge wasn't any better this morning. In fact, they had to close the bridge in order to clear the problems out there. Around 8:30 this morning, traffic was at a standstill at the on-ramps to the bridge on both the Iowa and Illinois sides. The problem? A disabled truck on the Illinois side blocked state snowplows, keeping them from clearing the snow off the bridge. Police in Davenport and in Rock Island closed the bridge so plows could get through. The Centennial Bridge is back open. And it's a snow day. Dozens of school districts canceled classes today. Club activities and events are also postponed. Even some businesses closed their doors. We will continue to run the list on the bottom of your TV screen, but we also have a complete list available on KWQC.com. Just look for all the information under school closings. More than 50 flights have been canceled at Chicago's O'Hare Airport today because of the snowstorm, so be sure to check your flights if you're heading out. At the Quad City Airport, just one morning flight was delayed, but has since taken off. Moline and Rock Island alerted us, but it's probably the case in all cities right now. Snow route rules are in effect. That means you cannot park a car on posted snow routes so that the plows can clear the streets. If you don't move your car, it could be towed. And if you're planning to take a bus, Metro in the Illinois Quad Cities is running 8 to 12 minutes late. Illinois lawmakers expect a subdued response to the usual celebratory swearing-in ceremony in the Senate today. This is a live look at the Senate chamber in Springfield where lawmakers are getting ready to be sworn into office. Here's the awkward part. Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich presides over the oath. Awkward when you consider top of the list this session is for the Senate to hold an impeachment trial for the governor. Some had speculated that the governor might refuse to gavel in this session. We still don't know if he has shown up yet. We'll continue to monitor the situation. And confirmation hearings are underway on Capitol Hill for more Barack Obama's cabinet picks, including former Iowa Governor Tom Vilsack. He's been picked to serve as Secretary of Agriculture. He is appearing before the Senate Agriculture Committee. Vilsack is vowing to work to boost the economies of farm communities and also promote nutritious foods and help poor families put meals on the table. Illinois lawmakers will be asked to raise the state cigarette tax. A non-smoking advocacy group says more than 72,000 adults in Illinois would quit smoking if the state cigarette tax was increased. The Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, the American Lung Association, and the American Heart Association are supporting a push to raise the tax by $1 a pack. The current cigarette tax is 98 cents a pack. Well, if there was a tax on snow, we would be paying a lot this year. Teresa Bryant joins us now with another look at the first alert forecast.
Wow, what a storm. 4 to 8 inches generally across the TV6 viewing area. And right now, we see clearing skies and a reading of 9 degrees above zero. North-northwest winds at 18, creating a wind chill of 10 below. Here are temperatures across the region. 7 degrees in Iowa City, 11 in Kewanee, 8 degrees in Savannah. With the winds factored in, it feels a lot colder than that. 16 below in Dubuque, 14 below in Clinton, 10 below zero in Burlington, 11 below in Macomb. Again, mostly clear skies west of the Mississippi River. Still seeing some clouds and a few flurries off to the east, but they are quickly moving out, so we will see clearing skies for much of the region. Dry weather conditions, but boy, we are getting ready for a cold blast of air moving in from Canada. That's going to be settling across our region late tonight, and along with that, very gusty winds out of the north-northwest, picking up at about 20 to 30 miles per hour in some cases. And a winter weather advisory in effect until 3 o'clock this afternoon, due to the possibility of blowing and drifting snow as those winds increase. Our forecast calling for clearing skies now, gusty northerly winds and wind chill values dropping down to 20 to 30 below.
Thanks, Teresa. Iowa City police have found a young woman who disappeared last night. Police say 20-year-old Alyssa Stripmatter of Cedar Rapids was last seen in Iowa City bars with friends and co-workers last night. Text messages were sent, apparently from Stripmatter, indicating she was in trouble and needed help, and her friends became concerned. Police say they have been able to locate the woman and she is okay. Family and friends are worried, though, about a Chicago couple that went missing over the weekend. Arthur Joshua and his wife were last seen at a bar in Gary, Indiana, celebrating their anniversary with friends Saturday night. The couple's family and teenage children are worried about the two. They say it's not like them to run off. A group of volunteers are meeting this weekend to try to search for the couple. And a water main break is still causing problems in Rock Island today. This is what it looked like last night, water pouring into the streets. Well, today the city has closed 15th Street between 5.5 and 6th Avenue in Rock Island while they make repairs and clean it up. It was a 6-inch water main that broke open. Well, like the relentless winter weather, the economy takes another hit. We're going to tell you about the latest figures on holiday sales coming up. And we'll check the roads outside of town, what it's like in rural areas in the QCA coming up. Here's a look at the day on Wall Street. The Dow not liking those holiday sales figures. It's down 276 points to 8171.79. The NASDAQ down 53 points to 1493.28. Gold also down $6.90 an ounce to $813.80, and silver down 15 cents to $10.53.
Thanks, Quad Cities, for making us #1. You're watching KWQC-TV6 News at noon with Marcia Lenz and First Alert Weather with Teresa Bryant.
Get it repaired right the first time. Go to Jack's Brake and Alignment Service Center. At Jack's, we use our own tough standards for everything we do. With complete computer diagnostics, we'll find the problem and fix it. Jack's Brake and Alignment Service Center, West River Drive, Davenport.
My back pain almost put me out of business. As an electrical contractor, I'm on my feet carrying heavy equipment 7 days a week. When my back started giving me problems, I tried everything to relieve the pain. A friend suggested I go to the Good Feet store. They were terrific, and they fit me with their arch support system in under 30 minutes. I felt better almost immediately. I'm even playing baseball again.
Good Feet in Davenport on Elmore Avenue across from Best Buy.
The Good Feet arch supports, they go in all of my shoes, and I never leave home without them.
The Radiology Group is one of the largest MRI scanners. The scanner is about, I would say probably about that wide. I've seen pictures where they had 5 people in it. I was in it. I'm not a small person, had no problem. I think it was the only way that I would identify the tumor that was next to my brainstem. So 30 minutes in that large machine to identify the problem is time well spent.
Radiology Group Imaging Center. Ask your doctor.
I would definitely recommend the Radiology Group.
It's our first great sale of the year at Green Chevrolet. We're kicking off the new year with huge savings on over 1,000 vehicles. Drive this new 2009 Silverado 1500 for just $23,988. Or this new 2009 HHR LS for just $15,988. And don't worry if you're upside down in your current vehicle. Green gets the deal done and gives you more for your trade. It's our first great sale of the year, now at Green Chevrolet, Avenue of the Cities in East Moline.
Green, gotta go to Green. Disney on Ice presents Worlds of Fantasy. KWQC invites you to opening night, January 15th, when tickets are $11. Have a flitterific time at iWireless Center, January 15th through 19th.
The figures are in, and December retail sales are worse than expected. The Commerce Department reported today that sales were down 2.7%, twice what analysts had expected. That's on top of slower sales in November. Put the 2 months together, and it amounts to the worst holiday sales season since at least 1969. For the whole year, sales are down just a tiny fraction, 0.1%. But it's another warning sign as Congress tries to get the nation on the road to recovery. Brian Moore has the story from Washington.
December's retail sales were far worse than expected, plunging 2.7%. Wall Street had been bracing for a drop less than half that bad.
What would help would be a jobs recovery. And I think, unfortunately, we're not going to see that for quite a while.
It is another sign the economy is still struggling to climb out of the recession, despite historic bailout help from Washington.
Questions we ask today are ultimately very simple. What went wrong, and how do we make very sure that these problems are not repeated in the future?
On Capitol Hill, experts are advising Congress on how to revise and control spending of the bailout funds.
I think we've already learned some lessons of the financial crisis. First, we as a nation cannot continue a Swiss cheese regulatory system.
But congressional critics complain the first $350 billion was handed out to banks with virtually no strings attached.
I would find it exceedingly difficult to support additional taxpayer funds without serious assurances from the incoming administration that the taxpayers will be protected.
President-elect Obama is promising much tougher oversight as he lobbies for the release of the remaining $350 billion.
I think you're going to see a much tighter leash. You're going to see this administration saying to these big financial institutions, hey, we want to know about your labor costs. We want to know about your executive compensation. We want to know about your bonuses.
Meanwhile, the president-elect is pressing Congress for an economic stimulus package that could create or save millions of new jobs. And the price tag could be near $1 trillion. The confirmation hearing for Treasury nominee Timothy Geithner will be held the day after the inauguration. He'll face some tough questions about the bailout and now about his own tax problems. Brian Moore, NBC News, Washington.
Now, a report on homeless in Iowa. A new report says the number of Iowans who were homeless on a given night in January dropped 66%. But that was between 2005 and 2007. The report warns that the nation's economic recession could reverse that trend. And maybe you could blame this on desperate times. The search is on for a man who pulled a knife and robbed 3 children in Council Bluffs, Iowa. The robbery happened on January 2nd outside a drugstore. Police have released a security camera of the video of the suspect in hopes of catching him. That's just not right.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, those poor kids. I think we're feeling sorry for everyone. I mean, I love winter sports.
Me too.
I'm going skiing this weekend.
Oh,
I went
great.
ice skating and ice fishing last weekend. But still, even for me, this is a little bit over the top.
This is a lot of snow. 4 to 8 inches generally around the TV6 viewing area. But at least the snow has now come to an end. Now we have to get ready for the bitter cold and also gusty winds. More on that in your first alert forecast just ahead.
Well, we'll brace for that. And here, take a look at today's cash grain prices. Nearby corn is up 2.5 cents to $3.33. The River Open up 2.5 cents to $3.45. And nearby soybeans also up 2 cents to $9.47.
Now, your first alert live 3D Doppler forecast with Teresa Bryant.
And we do have some advisories and warnings in place for our area. We'll tell you about those in just a bit. Our forecast calling for clearing skies, readings near 5 degrees above zero. That should occur right around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, down from our high of 9 degrees, down to 2 degrees by 6 o'clock this evening, turning quite windy during the overnight hours. Readings near 6 below zero by 10 o'clock tonight. Right now, we've got a reading of 9 degrees and a few clouds still left out there. Northwest winds at 18, creating a wind chill of 10 below zero. Clearing skies and very gusty north winds will create wind chills ranging from 20 to 30 below across much of our viewing area, and that will continue into tonight and through early tomorrow morning. Our current temperatures range from 4 degrees in Dubuque to 12 degrees in Keokuk, 11 in Kewaunee, 10 degrees in Muscatine, and winds now moving out of the north, generally at about